Good morning. Good morning. Yes, it's indeed a very good morning. Let's make it better. Shall we? Shall we? Shall we make it better? Okay. We were discussing the chapter of insurance claim in the last class. We are done with loss of stock part, but we haven't started loss of profit yet. Pencil. Oh, glass is yours. Okay. We were discussing the chapter of insurance claim. There were two parts in that chapter, loss of stock and loss of profit. We've completed loss of stock. Am I right? Very good. So today in the today's class, we'll start with loss of profit. We will not be able to finish it. We'll be finishing loss of profit only in tomorrow's class. Got that? So let's quickly revise whatever we've discussed in insurance claim chapter so far, and then go ahead with loss of profit. So when we start with loss of stock, so we are basically focusing on the chapter of insurance claim. This is a special purpose chapter, not a generic chapter. So it happens in a specific case where the organization has caught fire and there is damage, and it had previously taken a policy to safeguard itself from such loss. Chapter 10 of your syllabus. So weightage also we did see. So then I told like the building has caught fire, because of which the entire stock of the organization is burnt. The building has caught fire, because of which the entire stock has got burned. In such a case, how will the company deal with such situation? It would claim the insurance what it had previously taken. So when you tell that it will claim the insurance what it had previously taken, our point is what is the amount of claim that the insurance company can should pay to the client. So we are trying to compute that amount in this chapter. So how do we compute it? The objective of the chapter is very simple: to find the value of this stock which caught fire. How do we find the value of this stock that caught fire? Our objective is to determine the stock that was there in the godown as on the date of fire. How do we find the stock that was there in the godown as on the date of fire? We identify this by preparation of memorandum trading account. What do we prepare? Memorandum trading account is something like trading account but not trading account. The way we prepare memorandum trading account is slightly different. Let us see. What is the difference between trading and memorandum trading? Trading account is prepared with an objective of determining profit, whereas memorandum trading account is prepared with an objective of determining the stock as on date of file. And trading account is prepared for an entire accounting period, whereas memorandum trading account is prepared for the period beginning from the year beginning up to the date of file. And trading account is prepared on accrual basis. As and when the invoice is received, we make the entry. We think about the bigger picture. We think about substance over form. Whereas when we talk about memorandum trading account, what we care about is only actual movement of goods. If the goods have been actually received, we should write it as purchase. If the goods have been actually dispatched, we should write it as sales. If the goods are still with us, but we have sold, we should not be treating it as sale, because we want such stock to get included in our closing stock, because we are eligible to claim that money from the insurance company. Am I right? So entries are to be recorded on actual basis in memorandum trading, on accrual basis in trading, and the closing stock is based on the ownership in trading account, whereas in memorandum trading account it is based on possession. So the treatment of goods sent on return or approval, consignment are little different when it comes to memorandum trading account. And we discussed about the preparation. So we write debit side my opening stock in memorandum trading. This is the stock that is taken from the previous year closing. And in determination of stock in the previous year, if they have applied accounting standard to paragraph 5 and taken the inventory at NRV, then we need to reiterate such stock back to original cost. If they have taken at cost in the previous year, no problem. Only and only if they have taken at NRV, then we should bring it back to cost. Do you get this? Then talking about purchases. Purchases are to be recorded till the date of fire. Such purchase should include all the inventory received, and we don't care about such inventory which is purchased but not received. Or you getting it? So even if the invoice is not received, we should record it. If there is any capital expenditure incurred and it is by mistake or wrongly recorded in purchase, we need to do such rectification for the same. So check if there are any goods purchased and received are recorded. If not recorded, then we should add them to purchases. And check if assets are wrongly included in purchases. If yes, then we should deduct them from the purchases. And if the goods withdrawn for private use, issued for advertisement, or any other thing, they should not be included in purchase. It should be eliminated. The entry should have been made. If they have not made the entry, then it is our responsibility to ensure that they make entry for such an item and then adjust it with our purchases. Am I right? Very good. After this, we saw direct expenses. Expenses incurred till the date of fire are to be returned. Data will be available from cash records as well as outstanding expense. Even if the expense is outstanding, it has to be still written. It should not include any capital expenses paid, like installation of machine or construction of building or any other expenses. We need to adjust them, and then we'll slowly move on to the topic of sales. When we say sales, we need to write sales till the date of fire. Both cash as well as credit records will provide data for this. And here the sale entry has to be made for possession of the goods transferred. It need not be actual transfer. Sorry, it need not be actual transfer of ownership. Even if you have just sent goods on return or approval basis, approval is not received. It is still considered like sales. It is still considered like, got it? But we will not include it in sales. What we'll do is we'll eliminate it from sales, write just below sales at cost price. Rather than writing at selling price in sales and then removing gross profit on that, we'll write it on the credit side of memorandum trading account at cost price. Do you agree with me? Consignment by goods sent also will be treated like sales, but it will not be included in sales. Cost price of such goods sent on consignment will be deducted from purchases. Do you agree with me? So this kind of adjustment is what we do to bring the closing stock only to the extent of possession held by us. And let me show this part to you. It says just this. Check if goods are sold but not dispatched. If they are sold but not dispatched, please. No, if they are sold but not dispatched, it should be eliminated from sales. It is already included in sales, so we deduct it from sales. And if there is any goods are sent on return or approval basis, I showed two alternatives. Even if you include it in sales, your answer might still be same, but that's not the correct method. The correct method of doing it is eliminating from sale and then writing in the credit side of memorandum trading account at cost price. Then same with goods sent on consignment also. We can eliminate it from purchaser at cost or write on the credit side in memorandum trading account at cost price, but we prefer eliminating it from purchases. That's what we did in yesterday's problem. So then finally, after you do all of this, you compute your gross profit. Gross profit will be computed based on the previous year's gross profit. It can be charged as a percentage of sales. Sometimes there will be certain trend that they would say plus or minus to an extent. So we do that also and then find GP. And once we find GP, what we have as balancing figure in our memorandum trading account is closing stock. This is not the closing stock as per what to say accounting standard 2 for determining profit, but this is the closing stock which is there in the godown as on the date of fire. This is a stock in the godown as on the date of fire. So once we find this, we are trying to compute the amount of claim. To compute the amount of claim, we should understand some basic terms with regard to insurance claim. So there are two parties to insurance: insured and insurer. Insured is the businessman who's taking the insurance. Insurer is the insurance company. What the insured pays the insurer is premium to pass the risk. What the insurer will pay the insured as a maximum sum is called sum assured or policy amount. This is dependent upon the premium that we pay. Insurance policy should be usually taken to the extent of insurable amount, that is the value of the asset under threat. However, if you take the insurance for an amount greater than the value of insurable amount, meaning your policy amount is greater than insurable amount, we call it over insurance. However, if your policy amount is lesser than the insurable amount, you taken policy for a sum lesser than the value of the asset, it is called as under insurance. In the case of over insurance, entire amount of loss will not be accepted by insurance company. In the case of over insurance, in the case of over insurance, entire thing will be accepted, but the insurance claim cannot exceed the loss. So insurance claim is loss of stock. So loss will be completely accepted in the case of over insurance. In the case of under insurance, we need to apply average clause. We need to apply average clause. We'll take here the stock as a unit of fire, deduct the salvage value of goods, add firefighting expenses if any. Then we get what? Very good. Loss of stock. And on the credit side, on the other side, you take policy amount. Then you take the loss of stock multiplied by policy amount divided by stock as a unit of fire. That's how you arrive at amount of claim. So amount of claim can be more than the policy amount if there is firefighting expenses. And firefighting expense also we're doing proportionate basis because not the entire stock if it is insured. If there is under insurance, only part of proportionate expense will be reimbursed, not the entirety. So we discussed that, and average clause is applied only and only there is under insurance. Firefighting expense is expense incurred to reduce the loss. Claim amount is the amount that insurance company has accepted after applying average clause and after checking for over insurance, if any. Are you getting this? Then we discuss the computation of claim. That's what I just thought, Two cases, under insurance, over insurance. In the case of under insurance, sum insured is lesser than stock as on rate of fire. And in the case of over insured, sum insured is greater than the stock as on rate of fire. How do we compute it under insurance? We just take the formula claim amount is equal to loss of stock multiplied by policy amount divided by insurable amount. Or we can take insurable amount on one side, sum assured on one side. From insurable amount, we deduct scrap and then add our firefighting expense to arrive at loss of stock. Then we multiply loss of stock with sum assured and divide it by insurable amount to arrive at claim amount. However, in the case of over insurance, claim will be equal to loss of stock. Claim cannot exceed loss of stock. Got this? So we discussed this much and then we did problems on this much. Am I right? Any doubts in the problems that we've done? Was there any homework question? No. Everything was done in the class all by itself. We took no question as homework. Only 10th one. For which the answer was printed, we took homework. But rest all the questions on loss of stock we did in class. Am I right? Come on. Let us do the new part of this chapter called loss of profit. Please write. Part 2 of insurance claim. Loss of profit. People watching it from home, can you hear me fine? Only one good morning. Can we get going? Everyone ready? Come on. Let us start our discussion with loss of profit. The name itself sounds very weird, no? What is loss of profit? What can be loss of profit? So try and understand this. A business caught fire. Tell one date. Who will tell? Sir, tell one date on which the business caught fire. Huh? May. Okay, what date of May? Huh? Okay. Shall we take first? It will be easier. Little easier. Okay, 1st of May. Fire. Let us say 1st of May the business caught fire. 1st of May the business caught. When the business caught fire on 1st of May, and let's say May, June, July, till the end of July the business was catching fire. Or let's say 1st of April, it will be a little easier. So let's say 1st of April the business caught fire. 1st of April to 30th of June, 3 months, fire didn't burn. The business caught fire on 1st of April. No, the fire was distinguished, but they could not start business. Can you start the business the very next day? No, the furniture is burnt, the stock is burnt, interiors are burnt. You cannot start your business again. To have an imagination, in your imagination, just keep the imagination of a restaurant. So you had a restaurant, and then in the restaurant, 1st of April, there came one fried rice order. So you put rice like this, and then you're frying like this. So what happened? The fire caught, and then the fire went like this, and then that's it. Roof caught fire, entire roof caught fire, and then entire cylinder and all caught fire. Vegetables are not caught fire. So you both ran away, and then kitchen blasted. Can you imagine? I'm telling you just an imaginary scenario so that you can imagine. So 1st of April, business caught fire, entire kitchen is burnt, entire restaurant is on fire. So by 2nd of April, the fire came down. Can you start the restaurant on 3rd of April? You can't start the restaurant business on 3rd of April. For the entire place to be revamped, furniture to be newly made, paint to be done, kitchen to be again newly set up, again by the interiors, table set up, and name board change money, everything for it to be changed, and then for you to come back to business, you took 3 months time. Reopening of the business is happening on 1st of July. Fastest. Fastest is about 3 months, no? 3 months is good enough time. Right? So for you to reopen the business, it came till 1st of July. So because of fire, whatever the stock was lost, no? Against that stock, though, you got money. Against that stock, though, you got money. Loss of stock policy, we know how to compute, that is done. So this is called as consequential policy. What is it called? Consequential policy. Meaning after the fire, what is the consequence that you face? Because of that, what is the loss that's happening? That is going to be reimbursed by insurance company. This is a separate insurance policy. For this, separate premium has to be paid. Separate terms will be agreed. You are not forced to take always loss of stock and loss of profit policy. Left to you. If you want to take, you take loss of stock policy. If you want to take, you take loss of profit policy. If you want to take both, you can take both. That's your choice. You always have a choice. So if they have taken loss of profit policy, what exactly is it? So these 3 months, if there was no fire, that April 1st, if there was no fire, you would have done business, no? April, May, June. Because of fire, you couldn't do business April, May, June. When you could not do business in the month of April, May, and June, you could not do sales. Because you could not do sales, you didn't make profit. That profit is lost because of fire. You are asking insurance company to compensate you for that loss that occurred to you because you didn't do business. Are you getting it? 3 months there was downtime. 3 months there was, because there was downtime for 3 months. For these 3 months, there was no sales. There was no, because there was no sales, there was no profit. That profit is lost by you as a reason of fire. So now you're asking insurance company to compensate you for these 3 months of profit that is lost. That is loss of profit policy. Got it? Now, a lot of them see this chapter or see this part of the chapter as some number, or to say format, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. If you do, you'll get the answer. So it need not be like that. It need not be like that. It is very, very logical. This is very, very logical. In fact, this is more logical than our loss of stock. Let us understand it with some imaginary numbers. So, usually, when did the fire happen? 1st of April 2022. Okay. So, from 1st of April 2022, let's say April 22 to June 22. This is the period for which our business didn't happen. Am I right? July is a business restarted. So this is a period of disturbance. Am I right? Now, how do we identify what is the profit that is lost during this period? Firstly, when we take the insurance policy, we need to take, we should have taken the policy for loss of profit. Am I right? Yes or no? Okay, now we have taken the policy of insurance for loss of profit. April to June, we have lost the sales. Sales has been disturbed. Business is disturbed. Business is, we need to identify the profit that we could have made in this period. How do we compute? You tell me using your logic. I will not tell you this is how you do, this is how you do. Say, correct, sir. You only know this. This is common sense. This chapter is common sense. But common sense has to be defined and then put into some form of action. So I will teach you that. I will tell you when you're going little far from the topic. But use your knowledge. You tell me, how do you find? Sir, what's your name then? Pokemon kind of shirt, red, white, Madhyali blue line. ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ maroon, ಕೆಳಗಡೆ white, ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ blue line. Yeah, you only know. It's like this. You, what's your name, boss? Jay. Tell me, how do you find how much profit they would have made if the sale was not, if the business was not affected by fire? Profit percentage. On what will you apply profit percentage? Average sales for entire year? Particular months. Now, Jay is telling we need to identify what sales we could have made during these 3 months. What sales we could have made during these 3 months multiplied by profit percentage. Shall I write the same? So, loss of profit. Can I say loss of profit is sales? Yeah, multiplied by profit percentage. Do you agree with me? When we say sales here, what sales are we talking? Sales that should have happened in these 3 months. Correct or not? If there was no fire, how much sales would have done in these 3 months? So what do we do? How do we compute it? Take a time machine, go back when the fire is happening, stop the fire, and then let the business continue for 3 months, and then identify how much is sales. Again, take time machine, go back, and again put the business on fire. So then you know how much sales you could have made. How do you identify how much sales you could have made? What is this? What estimation? Do you go to astrologer? Astrologer will count and then tell, or tarot talk. Previous year sales. But previous year sales is previous year sales. It need not be current year sales. Based on previous year sales, we can expect how much sales we could have got this year. Am I right? Now, lot of business, no, they keep stock. How do they keep? How much stock do they want? Based on the previous year sales. Do you agree with me? So last year my sales was some 12 lakh. Shall I do 12 lakhs divided by 12 and then into 3? No. We need to identify corresponding periods sales in the previous year. We need to find corresponding period sales in the, why? Sales will not be even throughout the year. Certain months it will be more. Certain months it will be less. For example, restaurant business. In the holiday month, it will be very huge, no? Huge occupancy will be there. April, May, June is summer. and our restaurant is famous for ice cream. It will be super crowded, no? And our restaurant will not be crowded in August, September, October, or January, February when it's already cold. Very less people eat. Do you agree with me? Or in a restaurant which is fine dining, in the month of February it will be fully crowded. In the Christmas month and in the New Year month, everyone wants to go out and then eat. Do you seriously get a table on 31st of December to sit in? No table you will get. Every restaurant will be booked. So October, November, December, or November, December, January will be fully occupied. That quarter may sales will be too high. Other quarter may sales will be July, August, and all will be little less. Are you agreeing with what I'm trying to tell? So it is quarter-wise behavior. No? Certain quarters may sales will be more. Certain quarters may sales will be less. Certain months may sales will be more. Certain months may in the festive month restaurant will not have much business because everyone will be doing festival at home. They'll be doing really nice food at home. People won't go. Really, this is how it works. All this restaurants business will be little dim during the festive season. Correct or not? Whereas in the holiday season, restaurant business will be peak. So there are certain behavior patterns based on which we can decide. And when 3 months the business got affected, sales got affected in April to June 2022, we should try and take the sales corresponding to April to June in the previous year. That is, we'll take April 2021 to 30th of June 2021 sales in previous year. Am I right? And if we're expecting any trend, year on year our growth is 5%. Year on year our growth is 10%. So from previous year sales corresponding the same period, we add that percentage to arrive at sales that we could have made in the current period. Do you agree with me? So basically, I'm telling loss of profit is not sales. Loss of profit is not sales. Loss of profit is expected sales. It is not actual. Expected sales during during period of disturbance. Am I right? How do we find expected sales? Tell me now. How do we find expected sales? How do we find expected sales during the period of disturbance? We should take the interpolation, extrapolation we can do. But that is when it is actual. Here we are taking estimate. So we'll take previous year sales. Am I right? So sales in previous year corresponding to period of disturbance. That is, in our case, what is the period for which we'll take? April 21 to June 21. Previous year, 2021. Am I right? Hey, why are you guys not responding? Is everything fine? To this, what do we do? Add or less trend, if any. If there is no trend, we will not do anything. If there is no trend, we will not add anything. If we add or less trend, we'll get expected sales during. If you listen to me for the next 30 minutes, you will do this chapter logically. If not, step 1, step 2, step 3, you mug up, write it in one paper, stick it to the wall, read it every day, and then write 10 times and practice. Exam you do it. I'll also give homework. Write the steps to solve the problem 4 times and come by tomorrow. And then tomorrow by then steps would have mugged up into your mind. No? Open. Steps would have been gone into your mind. No, mugged up. No, so we can do. Should we do that? No. So shall we use it logically? You don't get bored. Okay. From your side, you should put in little effort to stay interested. Yeah. So sales in previous year during the period of disturbance will take. We'll add or less trend. That's how we find this. Agreed? Okay. Now let us take some imaginary numbers. Some imaginary numbers. So April to June is the period of disturbance. Do you agree with me? Let us take some actual data available. Actual data available. So let's say January 21 to March 21. Then April 21 to June 21. And then July 21 to September 21. And October 21 to December 21. This is the data that the client is giving us. This is the data that the client is giving us. And let us see the same thing from the current year also. January 22 to March 22. Year. Hey, that is 2022. Should I put full year? You thought date. 21st ವರೆಗೂ ಕೌಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. 22nd ಇಂದ 30th ವರೆಗೂ ಹಾಲಿಡೇನಾ? ಒಂದ್ ವೀಕ್ ರಜಾ ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ ಏನ್ರಿ ನೀವು? So this is the period. This is the period. Let's say sales. Tell one number. Christine, tell one number. Previous year, January 21 to March 21. Some amount of sales. 5 lakhs. Okay. Let's say here it was 5,50,000. For this period, Christine, 7 lakhs. Here we don't know. That is the period of disturbance, no? Correct. That's what we are trying to find. Let us say here it was 4 lakh and here it was about again 6 lakh. Okay, na? Say something, boys. Let us say here also actual sales are like this. ಏನಪ್ಪಾ? So using these numbers, just see these numbers and then tell me what could have been the sales in April 2022 to June 2022. 7 lakh. How did you tell that? From previous year to current year, there is 10% increase. See here, 5 lakh. For the same period, it became 5 lakh 50. 4 lakh. For the same period, it became 4 lakh 40. 6 lakh. For the same period, it became 6 lakh 60. We can't say current year sales will be 7 lakh. It would have been 7 lakh 70. It would have been 7 lakh. Same is what we do here. Sales in the previous year corresponding to the period of disturbance, April to June, is how much? 7 lakh. How much is the trend, if any? Trend is 10%. How do we get 10%? 5 lakh 50 minus 5 lakh. 50,000 divided by 5 lakh. Am I right? Or 40,000 divided by 4 lakh. Or 60,000 divided by 6 lakh. Difference divided by base multiplied by 100. Difference divided by base. Difference is how much? 6 lakh 60 and 6 lakh. Divided by base. Base is 6 lakh multiplied by 100. That's how we find no trend. Should I spend more time and energy on computation of this? What to say? How to get this 50,000? Pakka? Sure, no doubt. So 10%. What is that? 10%. So that is 10%. Can I say here 10%? So can I add 10,000? Sorry, 70,000. If I add 70,000, I get 7 lakh 70,000. This is the expected sales. This is the expected sales. Now, this period of disturbance is there, no? April to June. You are doing restaurant business. You've been doing really nice. Every year, 10% growth in a restaurant business is nice. 5 lakh rupees quarterly sales is also very good. And you're doing majorly ice cream related business or something of that sort. When you're doing this kind of a business and your business catches fire, 1st of April, 2nd of April, what would you do? What will you do? You are a person of the Gen Z. You are not like old person who sit and cry. So you won't accept failure. You are very determined. You've seen what is a KGF movie. You've seen MS Dhoni lead the team. Correct or not? So you listen to motivational songs. You listen to Jay Shetty. You are inspired. You are very determined. You are hard work. You are more importantly CA students. You won't give up. So what you do? April 2nd you will come. April 2nd you come. That building ka big what is a board is fallen down. Correct or not? So you'll take that board, take your handkerchief, wipe it. Correct or not? Put it on the board, put it again, not at such great height. Outside one small pawn shop kind of a cart will be there, no? There you will put that board saying that business burnt, not hopes. Starting business tomorrow. You'll put the board. And then 3rd of April, you'll start selling the ice cream, not inside the restaurant, not that big place. Outside you take one small cart, in front of the temple they sell flowers, they sell coconut, such small cart you will take. There you will start selling ice cream. For how many months? For 3 months. So you are not going to do zero business in those 3 months. Interior person will do interior work. Painter will paint inside. What will your kitchen staff do? What will you do? You will stand on the road and then sell ice cream. Correct or not? What is burnt? Business. What is not burnt? Hopes. So business burned and not the hopes. You started the business on 2nd of April. So you do 2nd of April or 3rd of April, say 30th of June, inauguration, Mado Vargu, you do sales there. You will do sales there. Do you agree with me? Here, that Dosa camp also, when they were renovating, they didn't might not have been doing same amount of business, but they didn't stop the business. Outside, they put on small shop and they did little business there. Do you agree with me? Yeah. So the consistency, what would you do every day? So you did business. But would you do 7,70,000 sales? No. You would have done some amount of sales. You would have done some amount of sales. Some maybe 1 lakh sales. You would have done maybe 1 lakh or 1,20,000 sales. Now that 1,20,000 sales when you make, you might have made some profit on that. So can I say entire sales lost is 1,70,000? No. Some amount of sales is actually made. Some amount of sales is actually made. So can I say that loss of profit will be computed as expected sales multiplied by what to say profit percentage? No. From expected sales, I should deduct the actual sales. From expected sales, I should deduct the. So for example, expected sales is 7,70,000. Expected sales is 7,70,000. From expected sales of 7,70,000, expected sales of 7,70,000. Let us say I will deduct or ಬೇಡ ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೆಯೋದು. Yeah, from this I'll deduct actual sales. What am I deducting? During period of disturbance. Now you tell me what do we get? Let us say actual sales is, shall I take 1,50,000? Sorry, 1,20,000. 1,20,000 ತಗೋಬೋದಾ? Sales during that 3 months on the outside cart. You did how much? 1,20,000. Now we get 6,50,000. Think and tell me what exactly is the 6,50,000? Huh? Actual loss of profit? No. Expected sales? No. No. Come on, come on, come on. Think, think, think. Very good name you should give. You can give the name. I will not give the name. Huh? Reduction in sales. Reduction, any better word? Decrease. One more. Come on, think. Come on, guys. Decrease here, one more word. What is happening with regard to sales here? Because of fire, there is shortage in sales. Short, no? Sales are shorter than before. So we call this shortage. What do we call it? Shortage in sales. So basically, loss of profit is not found as expected sales during the period. We find it as shortage in sales or short sales. What do we call it? Multiplied by profit percentage. Did you understand what is short sales multiplied by profit percentage? Short sales is decrease in the sales that has happened because of fire. If there was no fire, we would have done 7,70,000 sales. Because of fire, our sales is only 1,20,000. So the sales decrease or shortage in the sales is 6,50,000. So on 6,50,000, we should get certain profit percentage. If you multiply, we get our insurance claim. Did you understand this, everyone? Shortage in sales, so everyone understood. Now comes to the next part. Profit percentage. How do we find profit percentage? Tell me, think and tell me. Who will tell? Madam. Yeah. How do we find profit percentage? Really, according to your knowledge, how do we find profit percentage? Just tell ma. How do you find? It's okay to be wrong also. Don't worry. Profit divided by sales. Which year profit? Current year profit though is not there. Current year profit would have been already decreased. It will be less. Why? There is disturbance. Can we take current year profit? No. Which year profit should we take? Previous year. Previous year. Previous year is the best estimate, no? So I'll take profit of previous year divided by sales of current year. Sales also of sales of previous year multiplied by what? Very good. So this is not the exact formula that we should use. I'll tell you why. We'll redefine the formula logically. I will not tell you something and then blindly ask you to follow that formula. So we all know that the profit formula is profit divided by sales into 100. This is the profit percentage formula. Am I right? Now let us say I have a question for all of you. I have a this profit when we say or this profit when we say, are we talking about gross profit or are we talking about net profit? When you say loss of profit policy, for the organization, when you say insurance company is going to compensate you for profit, will the insurance company compensate you for gross profit or will the insurance company give you net profit? Why gross profit? It is loss of profit policy. Understand the fact that insurance company is going to give you net profit. Insurance company is going to reimburse you what? Not gross profit. Not it is literally sale, no, and everything. It is not like what to say, after sale expenses are not counted or expenses for the office is not counted. Everything is counted. So it is insurance company is covering what profit? Net profit, not a gross profit. Now think and tell me, how do we get net profit? How do we get net profit? One second here. So this is our trading P&L account. This is our trading and P&L account. So let us say initially it is our trading account. Here I'll get 2 gross profit. Yeah, here we'll get by gross profit. Okay. Then there'll be some expenses. Am I right? Yeah, these expenses are there. There are, what do we have here? Expenses. And we'll finally get here net profit. Now tell me, insurance claim is for gross profit or net profit? You are able to place the numbers now? Is able to see the understanding, like when you are able to imagine one trading account, P&L account, profit. So I am telling you it is on net profit. It is on, okay. Now insurance company will give net profit, but it need not be completely on net profit because this expenses what we have here, this expenses what we have here are slightly, what to say, variable, slightly fixed. Expenses are slightly variable, slightly fixed. So expenses can be categorized into two. Expenses can be categorized into, what are the categories? One, fixed expenses. Am I right? Okay. Two, variable expenses. Now, as an insurance company, will you pay them variable expenses? Will you pay them fixed expenses? What would the insurance company pay? Would the company pay both or only one? Think, what is variable expense? Varies with sales. Correct or not? Fixed expenses doesn't vary with sales. When you say variable expenses, it will be certain expenses that will be incurred. Now, for example, brand promotion expenses or sales commission and all of these things. When there is sales, there will be sales commission. When there is no sales, there will be no sales commission. Correct or not? Fixed expenses can be something like salary, rent, interest. So whether you do the business or you don't do the business, still you need to pay the place rent. Still you need to pay salary to your employees. Still you need to pay interest on the loan that you've taken. Am I right? Variable expenses can be avoided, or other way I'll tell, these are avoidable expenses, these are unavoidable expenses. Do you agree with me? When the business is got disturbed, your variable expenses will be zero or almost negligible. That they would incur whether the business is affected by fire or not affected by fire. Sorry, depending upon the sales, you would still be paying the same. But fixed expenses should be paid whether it is affected by fire or not affected by fire. But you're not generating enough sales revenue to pay the same. So as an insurance company, would you be paying them for variable expense or fixed expense? Fixed expense. Insurance company would pay the client for fixed expense, not for under fixed expenses. Under fixed expenses. Not all the fixed expenses will be paid by insurance company. Why? Now, in your ice cream business, in that shop, we have employees. For example, we'll take place, place rent will be same. Let's take salary as an example. Salary is a fixed expense. Salary, there are different category of people to whom you pay salary. First, you pay salary to this valet parking staff. Whom do you pay salary to? In the restaurant, may someone comes and then they want to get into the restaurant. They want to park their car. So you have someone whose job is only taking the key, giving one bill, giving one coupon to the customer. This guy will take the car, park somewhere, and then come back. And then when the the customer comes back, he'll go get the car back and then give them the car. Understood? Valet parking and security guard. Okay. Then the other kind of staff that will be the one that opens the door and then says, "Please come, sir." So then next set of employees inside the restaurant, people who come take the order, people who wipe the table, people who say stay in the kitchen, correct or not, and people in the cash counter. These are the set of people that will be there. Am I right? Now that business is not happening. Will I remove all the employees and then say no job? No, no, no. They're all trained staff. 3 months is the downtime. 3 months later, I can't find new people. Finding the new people after 3 months and then training them is more expensive than retaining those employees for 3 months. Tell me what is a better idea? Retaining all the employees for 3 months and paying them salary, or removing all of them from job and after 3 months employing new set of people. Retaining them, I will retain them. Now I am doing business, but I am not doing the business in that scale. Now I am doing business on the cart. When I do business on the cart, do I need that valet parking facility? My business itself is on the road. Do I need valet parking facility? I don't need. Do I need that person who will open the door and then say, "Thank you, sir, please come"? No, I don't want. Why? There is no door to open. Correct or not? Do I need that, what to say, cleaning staff? No, why? I'm giving in use and throw plates, sir. So there is no cleaning staff required. Cooking staff is required. But not all of them. There are 10 people in the cooking staff. Now I need only 8 chef. 8 chef with 2 assistants. That's it. That is more than sufficient. Do you agree with what I'm trying to tell? My working staff may certain people are working, certain people are not working. If I tell them you all go on a holiday, go home and come back after 3 months, that is okay. But as a businessman, I'm thinking, why should I give them free time for 3 months? Why should I give them free time for 3 months? I have a friend who has a similar business in the next area. I have a friend who has a similar business in the next area. I'll ask him, bro, I have a spare driver. I have a spare driver. Do you want him for 3 months? He will say yes. I will ask my driver to go work with him for 3 months. I pay him salary, but he will work for my friend's restaurant. And my friend will pay me some money. My friend will pay me some money. Possible, no? Let's say I am giving 20,000 rupees salary to my driver. I'll say my friend, however, I need to pay 20,000 to my driver. You pay me 15,000, more than sufficient. If he gives me 20, good. If he gives me 20, he'll hire a new driver. Why will he hire my driver? So I'll say, give me 10,000. Okay, fine. Are you getting it? And my cleaning staff, I'll send it to him, send it to him's restaurant. He has enough people to clean. But more people, if they go, work effort will reduce, no, for the rest of the employees. Burden will come down. So I'll say, these people are there, just take them. Use them. Like, you pay me nominal amount. However, I pay them full salaries. It's okay. I'm not expecting you to pay me the full money. Pay me part of it. Pay me 6,000. Pay me 10,000. I'm more than happy. I pay them 30. Are you getting what I'm trying to tell? Similarly, the cooking staff also, I'll send them. Take them. You have catering business, no? Whenever you go to catering business, take these people. Restaurant business is never ending. There'll be too much of work. They'll hire people on contract basis, no, for 1 day, 2 day. Instead of that, use my staff for 3 months. Can I do this? So I'll be doing something of this sort now. I'll be doing something of this sort now. Now, when insurance company pays me money, will they pay me for such expenses which I'm going to recover like this? No, only such expense which I cannot recover, they'll pay. Do you agree with me? Yes or no? So major classification, fixed expenses can be classified into 2 categories. One, insured. Second one, uninsured. These are called as insured standing charges. And these are called as uninsured standing charges. Standing charges means these expenses will be incurred whether business is continued or not continued, whether the business has been scaled down or not scaled down. Wake him up. Take your hands off the face. If you're feeling sleepy, you go out, come back at 10 o'clock when you start doing problems. I have no responsibility to keep you awake. Keeping yourself awake is your responsibility. You get this? Not CA Foundation. I want to do entertainment to keep you people, what to say, focused. If I focus on entertainment, I'll lose out on quality of the subject. You want entertainment or you want quality of the subject? I will focus on quality. I can't do multi. If I do multi-focusing, then some other new problem will come. Are you getting what I'm trying to tell? So it is your responsibility to keep yourself awake. Don't hide. You hide behind his head. What are you doing? Yes, obviously. Weren't you sleeping? ನೀವು ಕಾಪಿ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾನು ನಿದ್ದೆ ಮಾಡ್ಲಾ? You should keep yourself awake. He's making himself more comfortable and then sleeping. When you realize that you're feeling sleepy, you should do something. I'm thinking he'll do something. He's not doing. He's making himself more cozy and comfortable. Sunday morning, ಬೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ late ಆಗಿ ಮಲಗು. That and all, that luxury we don't have. We are not engineering students. Yeah. Saturday, Sunday, college holiday. After semester, 1 month holiday. Concentrate. ಏನಪ್ಪ? ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ? ಪರ್ಸನಲಿ ಅಫೆಂಡ್ ಆಗತ್ತಾ? ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಮನೇಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಆರಾಮಾಗಿದಾರಲ್ಲ ಸಂಡೇ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್. Okay, now listen. Chartered accountants are not like that. Sunday morning, we're like, okay, oh my god, 4th, GST due date bantu. Busy. Half day ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ Sunday, Monday ಕೆಲಸ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Like that. Yeah. June ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತು ಅಯ್ಯೋ July ಕೆಲಸ like we need to start doing tax audit September last date extension ಬರ್ದೇ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಈ ಸತಿ. So people will hurry up work. So half year will go in due dates, other half year will go in audits. Nothing left. Now listen. So as an insurance company, insurance company will reimburse you for net profit. Along with net profit, they'll also reimburse you for insured standing charges. Do you agree with me? So when we find profit percentage, we should not take gross profit divided by sales. We should not take gross profit by sales into 100. We should not take net profit by sales into 100. What insurance company is going to pay is they'll pay you for net profit. They're also going to pay you for insured standing charges. They're also going to pay you for. So can I say your profit percentage? Profit is not gross profit. Profit is net profit. It is not just a net profit, but net profit plus insured standing charges. It is net profit plus divided by sales of previous year. Shall I change this? So it will not be profit for the year. It will be net profit plus, what is it? Very good. All of this of previous year. All of this of previous year divided by sales of previous year multiplied by 100. Do you agree with me? There are two more things that we just learned, but we are not using right now. One is uninsured standing charges. Second one is savings in standing charges. What is the next one? What is savings? You send that employees to work somewhere and you get some money, no? That is savings. Savings in standing charges will be treated like firefighting expenses. In loss of stock, we do no firefighting expenses. Like that we do. We deduct it from the loss. Sorry, we deduct it from the loss because so much money we recover. We won't add it to loss. Here we'll deduct it from the loss. There's so much of loss here, loss will be mitigated, sir. This much is unlike, okay, maybe like salvage value. Maybe like, so employees is half burnt, you sell them somewhere and then you get some money. Are you getting it? You send them somewhere and you get some money. That will decrease your loss. You're paying them 30,000 salary, but you're getting 20,000 because you send them elsewhere for employment. So that 20 will be reduced. Are you getting this? So now you finally know that it is not sales, it is short sales. Now you know it is not profit, it is profit percentage. And that profit percentage is net profit plus insured standing charges divided by sales of. Okay. So when you do this, you get this profit. If you multiply, what do you get? What is the loss of profit? What is the loss of? You won't just get this loss of profit. They will say, I will pay you much more. I'll pay you much more. Now I told you outside the restaurant, there was one small cart that was like an experience center for people to just write their feedback, drop in, or Zomato and Swiggy counter where Zomato, Swiggy people come, they collect the parcel from there. Such kind of small kiosk was there. Now that kiosk has become the main restaurant. Do you agree with me? During the disturbed period. Now converting that kiosk to main restaurant will involve some cost. Will involve some, you need to make one new board, put it outside. Now your plates and all are burnt. You need to arrange some temporary plates for making this sale. And you need to set up one small kitchen over there. And at least some 4 or 5 tables for old people and kids or people who can't stand for long to sit over there. You get this? Some tables, stools and everything. And then lights, now some fancy lights. You're doing the business on the outside, no? And you need to make a standable place. So a little bit of expenses will be incurred, no? These expenses need not be incurred if there was no disturbance and if the sales were to be made inside the shop. These expenses are incurred because there is fire inside the business and the business cannot be done inside and you're doing the business on the outside. Do you agree with me? Will this expense be reimbursed by insurance company? Answer is yes. Insurance company has to pay this expense because if you would not have incurred this expense, you could not have made that additional sales. You made, no, how much sales did you make? That 1,20,000. That 1,20,000. 1,20,000 sales is possible because of this expense. If you would not have incurred this expense, you would have not made this sale. So don't you think it is responsibility of insurance company to reimburse this expense? Yes or no? So we understood loss of profit. We understood loss of profit as short sales multiplied by profit percentage. Next up, we are trying to find profit. Okay, profit lost or total loss of profit. Total loss of. How do we find total loss of profit? It is loss of profit. Add. What do we add? What do we add? Additional expenses. What do we add? Do you agree with me? Both of them together should be given to us by the insurance company. But think from insurance company's perspective. Any amount that I say as additional expense, will they pay? I made sales of 1,20,000. No, my additional expense is 60,000. My additional expense is I incurred 60,000 rupees expense to make sales of 1,20,000. And my profit percentage, let's say, is about 20%. I incurred 60,000 expense. Here we'll arrive, no. This profit percentage we compute here, no. Let us say that profit percentage is about how much? 20%. So now tell me, if I incur 60,000 rupees expense to make that 1,20,000 sale, is it worthwhile? Actually, no. On 1,20,000 that I made as sale, what is the profit that I earn? 20%. How much is 20%? 24,000 rupees. 24. I incurred 60,000 rupees expense to earn profit of 24. Is that viable? Insurance company will say, boss, don't incur that 60,000 rupees expense, sit quietly. If you sit quietly, sales will be less by 1,20,000, short sales will be more by 1,20,000. It is okay. I will pay you 24,000 as profit loss rather than giving you 60,000 as additional expense. Like someone was saying no the other day, what if firefighting expense is more than the value of cost goods? Goods is 10,000, firefighting expense is 15,000. Insurance company will say, don't fight the fire. You said, I'll pay you the loss of stock value. Do you agree with me? So insurance company will say, I will give you additional expense, but subject to conditions. Subject to, what is the condition that insurance company will say? Additional expense. Additional expenses. How do you find additional expense? First thing, actual expense. Actual, it cannot exceed the actual one on any given day. They'll tell actual expense. They'll tell actual expense. Second thing that they'll bring is profit percentage on additional sales. In my example, let's say actual expense is 60,000. Actual expense is, how much is the additional sales? How much is additional sales? 1,20,000. Let us say 20% on 1,20,000. How much is that? 24,000. Now you guys think and tell me, will the insurance company pay 24 or 60? They say maximum I will pay you the profit that you earned, because of which my reimbursement is decreasing. If you would have incurred that 24,000, that profit would have been lesser, no? So I was supposed to pay 24,000. I'll pay you that, not beyond that. Not beyond that. Do you agree with me? Insurance company cannot say you don't do business, sit quiet. Say it's my choice, man. It is okay if it is going to create loss. I want still the brand to be known to people. Lot of times they do that small kiosk business not to make profit, but the brand to be known to people, not to lose that connect. Are you getting what I'm trying to do? So insurance company cannot say stop. Insurance company can only say that I will not reimburse the expense beyond a certain point. So insurance company will say I'll reimburse it to you 60,000 or 24,000, whichever is less. They'll also bring in one proportionate expense clause. They'll also bring in one proportionate expense clause. So this proportionate expense clause is somewhat like this. They'll pay only to the extent insured. What if the insurance is partly? When the company has not taken full insurance, company has taken insurance for part of the sales, then the claim or expense, everything will be proportionate. Firefighting expense also we didn't pay fully, we paid proportionate. Why? Under insurance was there. Policy was taken for a slightly lesser amount. Do you agree with me? So that under insurance clause will come. Under insurance clause will come. Now, I'll just tell you how to compute this, and we'll understand the logic also of this when we do the presentation part. I'll give you time to copy. I want you to understand this logically. Do you get what I'm trying to tell? So we'll do it somewhat like this. I'll write it as additional expenses or actual additional expenses multiplied by actual additional expenses multiplied by okay, profit percentage on adjusted annual turnover plus uninsured standing charges divided by profit percentage on adjusted annual turnover. This is how we find. How do we find? Actual additional expenses multiplied by profit percentage on adjusted annual turnover plus uninsured standing charges divided by profit percentage on adjusted annual turnover. There are several things here. We'll understand each of the terms. I'll tell you the logic. The first time is actual additional expenses. What is actual additional expenses? Expenses incurred to make those sales in the disturbed period. In our example, it is 60,000. Do you agree with me? Next, what is this adjusted annual turnover? What is this? Adjusted annual turnover. Very interesting this is. Let me tell you. So, turnover means sales. Annual means 1 year. What do we mean when we say adjusted in this? Turnover means sales. Annual means 1 year. What exactly is the reference when we use the word adjusted? What is the adjustment here? Shall I tell? Okay, come back to this part here. So, when did the fire happen? When did the fire happen? June 2000, sorry, April 2022. So, sales for the period of 12 months. Sales for the period of 12 months. Exactly before the date of fire. Sales for the period of 12 months. Exactly before the date of fire is adjusted annual period or adjusted annual turnover. Tell me, what do we mean when you say adjusted annual turnover? What is the period for which we're trying to compute? Exactly for the period of 12 months before the date of fire. Fire happened on April 2022. The 12 months should end on April 2022. So can I say AAT or adjusted annual turnover? If I have to compute, it is for the period. What period is it for? It is April 21 to March 22. This is the period for which we need to compute adjusted annual turnover. It is for the period of 12 months exactly preceding the date of fire. It is the period of 12 months exactly preceding the date of fire. This is a clause in insurance agreement also and logical also. How do we find period before that? Very simple. January, sorry, we start from here 7 lakh, 4 lakh, 6 lakh plus 5 lakh 50. For profit percentage, we take entire previous year. No, that is not correct when it comes to proportionate expense. Proportionate expense means what do we do? We'll take April last year, July last, second quarter last year, third quarter last year, and first quarter of current year. First quarter of, if I do this, what do we get? Adjusted annual turnover. Adjusted annual, that is still annual turnover. What is the adjustment in that? What is the adjustment in that? Tell it, tell. Tell it, tell. There is trend. There is trend. What is the trend here? Plus 10%. Where in current year there is going to be plus 10% in comparison to previous year. So what you should do is to this 7 lakh, to this 4 lakh, to this 6 lakh, you should add trend of 10%. But for this 5 lakh 50, we will not add trend because 5 lakh 50,000 is in current year. We need to add trend only for the previous year data and we take the current year actual data. That is what we find that is what we call as the adjusted annual turnover. I'll tell you something. This is not there in the material. When they say adjusted annual turnover, every material that you read from will tell you that it is the sales in the period of 12 months exactly preceding the date of fire. But in reality, it is the sales during the period of, in the year in which the fire happened. It is the expected sales for the entire year in which the fire happened. So this full year sales it is. Actually, it is January 22 to this much. How much is this? Tell me. How much is the sales that would have happened in the current accounting period? 550. Here, no, we don't know. 7 lakh 70 plus 4 lakh 40 plus 6 lakh 60. 5 lakh 50 plus 7 lakh 70 plus 4 lakh 40 plus 6 lakh 60. What do we get? 24 lakh. Keep that in mind. But you know what the language of the law, Insurance Act says, or language of this, theory in this chapter says? It says exactly before the date of fire, 12 months. So these 3 months and this 1 month, this 1 quarter, subject to trend for the previous year data. Subject to trend for the previous year data. Previous year data is 7 lakh 70, 4 lakh and 6 lakh. Take 7 lakh plus 4 lakh plus 6 lakh. 17 lakh plus 10% plus 5 lakh 50. Same. Do you get it? But we will always do previous 12 months and then add trend to previous year. We will not take current year data. The reason is, in all the questions that we are going to do, we are going to do the computation in June 2022. So the client will give us data only till June. July to December data is not available to us. Why? When will you file the insurance claim? You can't file it in April because you don't know what is a period of disturbance. You will understand what is a period of disturbance only when you stop being disturbed. When you start the business full-fledged, business gets started what date? July. Correct or not? Then you know that the disturbance is from April to June. Then you trying to identify how much is the loss from April to June. So this claim is filed in the month of July. You don't want to know the July to December sales in the current period. So you would do it using the previous year data. Till here, this with trend, this without trend. Are you getting the logic? Yes, you don't want to wait for the end of this year and then file the claim. Yeah, yes, please. Why? Huh. For loss of stock, how much is a loss can be identified on 1st of April. For loss of profit, how can you identify how much is the loss of profit on 1st of April? Now, how do you find loss of profit? How much sales should have happened, less how much sales has happened. Difference is shortage in sales. Shortage in sales, in order to find, no, you need to deduct how much is the sales that has happened, no, till what date? Till June 22nd. You need to wait till 30th of June, no, to identify how much sales has happened till 30th of June. Without that, though, you can't identify how much sales has happened. Are you getting the logic? Anybody else? Any question? Hey, logical, no, so far. Anything not logical? Complex, little complex, too many things, but everything is logical. Just imagine, don't see like so much to remember. No, don't see that way. See it like, what if I would not have understood so much and I was supposed to straight away do a problem without understanding all of this? That should be scary, not this. What should be scary is, why do we add the sales that is lost is in current year, not in previous year. Now, can I say April to June mein sales would have been only 7 lakh? Can I say? No. Last year, no. January to March, there was 5 lakh sales. How much is current year sales? 5 lakh 50. Last year, July to September sales is 4 lakh. What would be current year? Last year, October to December sales is 6 lakh. Current year? Let her tell. So last year, April to June, if it was 7 lakh, current year, April to June, will it be 7 lakh? How much will it be? How did you get it? By adding trend. You should add trend. Business is not stagnant. Business would be making some progress. It can be a negative trend also. What if it was 5 lakh year, 4 lakh 50 year, 4 lakh year, 3 lakh 60 year, 6 lakh year, 5 lakh 40 year, minus 10%, no? Here we'll do 7 lakh minus 70,000, 6 lakh 30. What if one is more, one is less? If we can identify a specific trend, we'll take it. If we don't identify a specific trend, we will not take it. If we identify a specific trend, we will take it. If we don't identify a specific trend, we will not take the same. Good part is, this is not your real-time client. You don't have to take their previous year data. Question will tell us trend 10%. Question will tell us trend 5%. Or question will tell previous year sales 3 lakh, current year sales 3 lakh 30. So they'll give you that hint saying that 30,000, 10% it has increased. Hey, observe, concentrate. They will tell. So our life is easy. Why? We don't have to spot the trend. They would give the trend data to us very easily. We'll just apply the trend what they give it to us in the question. In a real life, if this scenario happens, if the client's business caught fire and the client comes to you, compute insurance, will say, sorry, my business is also catching fire. I also should go to somebody else. I can't do that to you. Sorry. Why? You feel like this is so complicated to do. This, sir, you can't do that. Client is in need. You should help them. If you can't help the client when they're in need, what is the need of profession? So it's like this, you become a doctor, like you are a cardiac specialist, and then someone comes with heart attack. Hey, no, I can't do so much pressure, I can't, and go to some other doctor. No, you have to see, you need to perform when there is a requirement. Correct or not? When there is no requirement, everything is fine. If you are able to, then what is the need of you? The significance comes when you pitch in when there is immediate important requirement. Am I right? So you should know this. Got it? So far, Tell something. Yes, sir. Huh. Huh. Then we will take the most appropriate basis for the year before COVID. Yeah, yeah. What he's saying is, this year may business year caught fire. No, this was COVID year. So that doesn't represent, no, that COVID year doesn't represent sales of the previous year or the next year. So we would take 2020 as the basis. 2020 as the basis. Sir, actually COVID was in 2020. Allah, 2022 में COVID was. 21, no? 2020. 2020, 2021. Okay. Got it? Yeah. So, yes, sir. Uh, uh, Silence, please. Corresponding period? Uh, uh, uh. Sir, I will discuss the same thing just now for the last 10-15 minutes. I was telling we'll take the corresponding sales of the previous year, spot whether it is the replica or not. If it is the replica of the current year sales, silence. I can start with question number straight. I will finish my job. 2 months later, when you read, you wouldn't know anything. You are not doing an academic course. You are doing a professional course. You should not be mugging up formula. Someone asks why you don't know. Just apply this formula. Should I do that way? Just write. I'll make you write. I'll show the format. In fact, I could have given you the format yesterday. Made you like read this format, write 4 times and come. Tomorrow we'll do problems on this. Today you won't ask question. Why? Today beginning I will ask you question. Tell me what is step 2. Tell me what is step 3. If I ask that, then you don't have the guts to question me. I've already given you the steps. So you will do the steps. Data is there in the question. Fill in the blanks. ಈ ಡೇಟಾ ತೆಗೆದಿಲ್ಲಾಕಿ ಇದಿಲ್ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡು ಇದಿಲ್ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡು ಇದು ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ 10 marks. What will you become? I'm trying to put in a little effort to explain the logic to you, and all of that you can do is someone is asking doubt and you're talking. You ask your doubt, I will answer. You don't have the doubt, listen to someone's doubt. Please behave. uh, 1st June 23. No sir. Yes, sir, please listen. Sir. Yes, sir, you are going wrong at the first place. Please let me correct you here. Listen. When the business may fire happened on 1st of June, we need to identify the period of disturbance. What is the period for which business is disturbed? From 1st of June till what date is the business get disturbed? Till what date did the business may sales drop down? From 1st of June to 1st of August, they didn't do business. Or they did business not in the big place, but in a small shop outside. So 1st of June to 1st of August in the previous year, corresponding to the period of disturbance, not the specific date. This year also same festival will come, because of that sales will be down. If it is a exceptional case, then we will take the most corresponding, most what to say, suitable estimate. Best suitable estimate will be taken. If approximation only, but just because you take approximate doesn't mean that we'll have approximate which falls from the sky. We'll take the best possible estimate. Estimate also should be best possible. It cannot be baseless. It has to be based on certain assumptions. It is estimate, not an assumption. Estimate is based on certain assumptions. In the current year, if you have to find the sales between April to June, the best estimate is last year April to June. Sir, that's what we discussed throughout, calling it trend. We discussed the same thing, sir. We discussed the trend. I told you, I showed them corresponding figures here. 5 lakh to 5 lakh 50, 4 lakh to 4 lakh 40, 6 lakh to 6 lakh 60. Difference is 10% increase, and we adjust that 10. Someone asked, yeah. Someone told me that what if there can be decrease? Did you tell? We told that decrease, if it is there, we'll take the minus 10%. If it is not spottable, sometime increase, sometime decrease, then no trend is not, the business is not depicting any trend. It is just random. Something else. It is increasing or decreasing not because of our efforts or not because of any festival, not because of that. Just randomly consumer behavior mein sales is increasing and decreasing, which is not at all related to us. So some meme happened or some trend came. Everyone, some trend came wherein everyone is eating ice cream and doing one video. So now everyone comes to my shop and then eats ice cream. It doesn't matter whether it is summer. Doesn't matter whether my ice cream is nice or not. And then later, some doctor made one video saying that this type of ice cream is not good for health. That got circulated in all WhatsApp groups. Parents are not sending kids to eat ice cream. Or someone tells us that someone dropped one drop of something in one ice cream. If you don't eat ice cream, you'll get some disease. Over next 6 months, no one buys ice cream. Something ridiculous consumer behavior which is not related to us. Because of that, if the sales is moving, we will not apply trend based on that. No problem. No. We'll not apply any trend if it is haphazard. We can't spot the trend, then we'll not apply the trend. We will apply the trend when we can spot the trend. Do you get this? So similarly, we apply this. You understood adjusted annual turnover. We add uninsured standing charges to it. You're like, sir, insured standing charges, we understood. It will be reimbursed. Why do we add back uninsured standing charges? Shall I? Expenses are reimbursed by insurance company. What is our discussion? When the expense is reimbursed by insurance company, come to the original discussion. Here when we try to compute profit percentage, does the insurance company pays all the fixed expense? Insurance company pays us only insured standing charges. Insurance company pays us only. So we need to find out how much portion of such expenses is uninsured, proportionate basis. Oh, now you understand when I say proportionate basis, not the entire expenses will be paid. Not the entire expense will be paid. Only to the extent it relates to the insured part, that is eliminating the uninsured part, will be paid to us by them. Your logic is, sir, then why are we adding uninsured? Shouldn't we be adding insured? Shouldn't we be adding? The logic is we are applying profit percentage on adjusted annual turnover. When we apply profit percentage on adjusted annual turnover, what we are getting as an answer is not net profit, it is gross profit. On sales, when you apply percentage, what do we get? Oh. So when we apply profitable percentage may proportionate, we do profit percentage on adjusted annual turnover plus uninsured standing charges divided by profit percentage on adjusted annual turnover. When we multiply with this with actual additional expenses, we'll identify how much is the expense to be reimbursed. Got this? Everyone, say something. And one more expense part we have not discussed. What is it? Savings. That will be deducted after you find the actual loss. So you apply this proportionate. Or to be very precise, this is the clause that is given in the insurance contracts for profit. To be very precise, what do I say? This is the clause given in the insurance contract. Insurance contract will say this is the proportion. This formula has to be applied to identify whether additional expenses can be reimbursed or not. So this formula may also you'll find one expense portion. Out of this and this, what you find, whichever is less will be considered as additional expense. Whichever is less will be considered as additional expense. So for loss of profit, we add this additional expenses. Am I right? We will deduct. What do we deduct? Savings in standing charges. If we do this, we'll basically arrive at total loss of profit. Did you get this? But this will not be clean. This will not be. Why not this be claim? It should end here, no? The story should end here, no? What if there is under insurance? What if there is? Sir, how do we check whether there is under insurance? Very simple. What is the insurable amount? How do we find under insurance or something claim? How do we compute claim, guys? Tell me what do we do previously? What we did previously? We took insurable amount. Am I right? And then we wrote here policy amount. And then we wrote here loss. Correct? And then we wrote claim amount here. So we did total loss of profit multiplied by policy amount divided by insurable amount to arrive at claim amount. Correct? If you would have used formula there, it would have been lost. So if you write like this, the same logic can be applied here also without applying formula. Without applying formula. What will be insurable amount? Insurance policy, loss of profit. What is the extent to which we are supposed to take? Shall I tell? It should have been taken to the extent of profit percentage on. What is adjusted annual turnover represent? Sales during the period of 12 months exactly preceding the date of fire. Adjustment year means previous year sales to the extent it's there will adjust trend. I told you one logic. What does it mean actually? Adjust annual turnover. Sales in the year of fire. Sales in the year of fire. If there was no fire. So sales in the year of fire, if there is no fire, multiplied by profit percentage is the expected profit that you would have made in the year where the fire happened. If there was no fire, you are scared of that profit getting lost. No. So you should take insurance policy on that profit. You are expecting 20 lakh sales in the current year. Correct or not? You should take insurance policy on 20 lakh sales may profit. Do you agree with me? Yes or no? You compare this with what? Policy amount. And loss of stock. Total loss of profit per year we just found. Where did we find? Loss of profit plus additional expense less savings, total loss of profit. If in case there is under insurance, then we do proportionate basis. If there is no under insurance, meaning insurable amount is less, policy amount is more, then total loss of profit will be claimed. That's it. This is how we find loss of profit. Correct or not? Sir, better sir. We will accept loss. We will keep loss. I will keep my loss. You keep your insurance policy. No, guys. The amount is used. Computation is simple. Simple. What do you do? Appoint one chartered accountant. Give him the work. He will do the computation. You take the claim money. Okay, na? That is what the businessman will think. So you are the savior who will help them with this computation. But I'll tell you something very unfortunate. I am expecting this chapter to be removed from syllabus. In the new syllabus when it comes. Why? In the international accounting boards, whatever are there, no? In their international accounting examination syllabus, this chapter is not there. That doesn't mean that this chapter's topic is vague or invalid or not in force or not practical. Very practical. But this is specialized. This is specialization. So they're telling generally people don't do specialization in insurance at examination level. So it is post qualification level. People who are interested to do specialization in banking will learn banking in detail. People who are interested to do specialization in insurance will learn insurance in detail. There are a lot of post qualification courses. There are a lot of chartered accountants who work in insurance sector. They would know this and much more than this. There are a lot of chartered accountants who will do specialization in electricity companies, electricity generation and electricity distribution. Their accounting is very different. Their accounting is very, very different. Asset treatment is very, very different. So people do post qualification courses there and learn it and then do. Railways mein accounting is very different. Railways mein accounting is very different. Shipping business mein accounting is very different. So people do specialization and then learn. You don't have to teach it as a part of regular curriculum. Not every chartered accountant needs to do this. So this is the reason what is quoted by the BOS members in the committee for deciding the syllabus. So this chapter is expected to be removed. Banking companies, you have one chapter in group 2 that also will get removed, because specialization, if you want, you do. Not everyone let them read it types. But practically very much in force. Okay, and insurance jobs are one of the most high paying jobs, and insurance jobs are dominated by actuaries. There is small room for chartered accountants, but chartered accountants are competent and capable enough to work in the field of insurance. A lot of actuaries, they do all of this only. They do all of this only. Now you told no, sales is increasing. How do we get to know? They compute. They based on that they'll decide. Trend, how do we compute? Are you getting it? Profit percentage computation. So all of this they do. But who understands finance better than chartered accountant? No one. No one better than us. So it should be us no doing. Based on all of this, they decide the premium. Insurance company will tell pay 4,321 rupees as premium. How did they arrive at that number 4,321? They do all of these calculations. How much is the claim that we might have to pay? How much is the claim that we might have to pay? And then they start computing. If we take 100 insurance policies, out of 100, how many people might actually get affected by fire and how many people might actually claim? Out of 100, 5 people's business might catch fire. So if 5 people's business might catch fire, how much is that I might have to pay to these 5 people? 10 lakh rupees. So 10 lakh rupees I should collect from 100 people as premium. Plus my profit I should collect from them. So how much premium to charge to each person? So they do all these computations. Are you getting what I'm trying to tell? So it is much more beyond this included. And all of that is the ocean that's open for all of us to read. So post qualification also, don't relax. Take up some amazing area of specialization which others would have never dreamt of, so that you can live the life what others can only dream of. Very true. Got this? Understood the basic part of loss of profit? Shall we write this down? Yes? Okay, chal. Let us write this down. Uninsured standing charges. And some part of the standing charges is not insured. That will be added in the formula. I'll explain it when I show this part. That is added in that formula to arrive at proportionate of additional expense which can be claimed. Yeah, right. Loss of profit. Loss of profit. So, like I was telling, this is the restaurant that was there. This restaurant caught fire. When the restaurant caught fire, so the chef came out and said, "Nane madli." So what did they do? They had one cart outside. They transformed that cart to something like this and they started selling the goods from there. Do you get this? And there was a period for which there is disturbance. So they did some part of the business here and they moved back to here. So for that period they did business here. That is the period of disturbance. Do you agree with me? So right, loss of profit policy or loss of profit. The heading is loss of profit. The first question, projector of mount. What is our objective? What is our objective? What is our objective? What is our objective? Profit that is lost during the period of disturbance. See here. Profit that we lost because of disruption to business caused by fire breakout. Oh God, these people have asked so many doubts. Sir, was there any client in your practice or job? I have not seen a single client for whom I have done insurance claim computation in practical. Yeah, because there'll be some people who specialized in the business of insurance. They go usually to them. They don't go to normal people like us. It is much more complex than what I just showed it to you here. Job period who suffered due to fire. No. Suffered due to income tax is there. Sir, now I can't change, sir. This is in a presentation. And the next question, sir, does company get loss of profit only in the case of destroyed by fire? Everything is covered. Okay. See, certain things are called as act of God. Those things are not covered. Earthquake might not be covered. Earthquake, if you want to see why is it not covered, you see oh my God movie. But usually it is covered by certain activities like fire or water logging or all of these things. There will be specific clause, boss, insurance man. Or in case if there is sales orders or advance received before the event of fire, then can we use it to arrive at estimated sales? No, that sales order cannot be fulfilled. No, if it cannot be fulfilled, it not can will not be considered. And sales will be considered based on revenue recognition, not based on the advance received, but based on the goods delivered and right to receive being established. If it is newly set business, then you might take some estimate based on some numbers. Estimate has been made. Rise like a phoenix from ashes. Exactly. Wrote that line. Next, how do we find that profit? Why is there a decrease in profit? Why is there a decrease in profit? Because there is decrease in sales. Because there is decrease in sales. Right. Why is there a decrease in profit? Because there is decrease in sales. Human life loss, you need to take life insurance policy. Insurance policy has types. Stock may separate policy, profit may separate policy, and life may separate policy you would have to take. Human life inside the restaurant cannot be called as stock as on date of fire. And later we sold his body. We got some salvage value. No. Now, what is the risk that it covers? Huh? That is act of God. Okay, done. You wrote it till there. Now, right. Loss of profit is shortage in sales multiplied by profit percentage. ಯಾರನ್ನ ಬ್ಯಾನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸುಘೋಷ್? The one next to Vikram was absent, no, for quite long. How many days? You were there yesterday. Yes. Where? There only. Yesterday, pakka. Done. Loss of profit is shortage in sales multiplied by profit percentage. Now, how to find shortage in sales? Shall we discuss how to find shortage in sales? Shortage in sales is decrease in the sales as a result of accident. What is shortage in sales? Decrease in sales as a result of accident. Accident. You wrote that decrease in sales as a result of accident. Yes or no? Very good. Then copy this. This is how we find shortage in sales. Expected sales during claim period less actual sales in claim period. How do we get expected sales? Sales in the period corresponding to claim period, add or less. If you want, you can write the second table first and first table later. If you want, this is also fine. I would always do like this. But if you want, you can write second table first, first table second. See, that is a different policy. That is scheme and insurance policy. If the employee dies, insurance company will pay money to the business. Because that employee in the organization is very important. You take an insurance on the life of that person. Huh? That is little different. And we are not discussing that sort of insurance in this chapter. We're discussing only specific insurance here. That is insurance on profit that is lost. ಏನಪ್ಪ? Put into ಆಮೇಲೆ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ yes. Is this all insurance claims are taxable? Even if you get health insurance claim now, it is taxable. Huh? Sorry, sir. You might get deduction to the extent of no, you won't get. I think it is treated like income from other source. If there is any expense incurred in with against earning it, then you can claim. Otherwise, you can't. So actually, there is no expense that you can claim. Tax completely over, no? If Saurabh sir was coming in, you could have asked once. But yeah, it is taxable, boss. Because I remember we had a client whose father was under regular dialysis. Regular dialysis, and then they used to have about 70,000 rupees monthly expenditure. And they used to get insurance of about 55-60,000 every month. Insurance claim they used to get 55-60, and they used to pay 55-60,000 for the expense. And because they had taken insurance policy from quite long time. And what we used to end up doing is that entire amount, whatever claim they get, was taxed. I didn't handle that specific file. This was during my articleship, not in my practice. So I remember discussing this very clearly that we were supposed to pay, the client was asked to pay tax on that entire amount. Yeah, and I remember the client coming out of our principal's cabin saying, "Yen sir, ಹುಷಾರಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ಗೆ ಸೇರಿಸಿ ಇನ್ಶೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋ ದುಡ್ಡು ಕಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಮೈ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ವಾಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ಯಾರು ನೀವೇ ಓಟ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಕೇಳಿಸಿದ್ದು ನೀವೇ, ನೀವು ನೋಡಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ತೆಗಿಯೋರ್ಗೆ ಹಾಕಿ ನೀವು. Clients will talk like that only. We should be able to, yeah, talk to the client in the way it doesn't hurt them. One client came and one day asked digital signature. We had asked him, charged him fees. He paid. He told, show me digital signature. Like, how do we show digital signature? He's like, I paid, no, 5,000 rupees. No, show me digital signature. Then, hey, what do you show? Then, no, sir, actually it will come on. Show me, no, that only. Then principal told digital signature. What do I show? It's a file that we have, no PFX file in the system. How can I call him and then show him? So send. How do I send? If I send, he can't open on his phone. Then what did we do? Some ITRV we took the printout. In that it is this document need not be signed. This document is digitally signed, and then his name was there. Sir, this is your signature. See, like okay, fine. Thank God he didn't send any document later that sign this document digitally and send it back. Any? ಇವತ್ತಾ ಓಹ್ ನೈಸ್ ಹಂಗಾರೆ ಗಣಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಹರ್ಷ happy birthday. Oh, nice. Later we'll wish, okay? We'll sing. Hey, hey, hey. Oh. It's a happy birthday. We'll sing. Copy this later. Done till here? Okay. Next up, write this profit percentage. Shh. How to compute profit percentage? Computation is based on previous year profit. Please write. Please write. Computation is based on previous year profit. No problem, Shashank. I am here to clear your doubts. ನಾನಿರುವುದು ನಿಮಗಾಗಿ ಬಾರಿರುವುದು ನಮಗಾಗಿ ಇಸ್ಕಿ ಬೇಕೆ ನಂದಿ ಬೇಕೆ ಇಸ್ಕಿ ಬೇಕೆ ನಂದಿ ಬೇಕೆ ಕುಡಿದು ಮಲಗಿರಿ ಹಾಯಾಗಿ ಕುಡಿದು ಮಲಗಿರಿ ಹಾಯಾಗಿ ಒಂದೇ ಬಾರಿನ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ನಾವು ಸೋದರರಂತೆ ಕುಡಿಯೋಣ ಕೇಳಿಲ್ಲ never heard never heard I didn't know the original song. I learned this song first and then I learned the original song. Got it? They taught this to me at school, my friends. Lot of songs they taught me. Amara Jyoti, Ambrish. ಕೇಳಿಲ್ವಾ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ never heard. Yeah. So what they taught me at school was all these friends Amara Joshti, Ambrish, Moti, Good Day Mele Good Day, Vishnuvardhan Lodde, like this. So you never heard, huh? You never heard all of this. Oh God, school time mein only this only. Aeroplane, Tata, Bangarapun Chota. Yeah. We have read like this. ನಮಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದು ಹಿಂಗೇನೆ ಹಾ quite. Please write. Please write. Hey, here it is not gross profit. This is net profit. This is not gross profit. This is net profit plus insured standing charges. I told you no net profit. So I was little drowsy. Not so well. Last night I did this. Sheshadipuram, this chapter is not yet taught. Last batch I just showed the PDF and then we went ahead. No, last batch I didn't teach. Long ago when I should teach, we used to write on the board and people used to copy. Now the time has changed. So please write. Hey people online, you also mute to screen comedy. Friends, this is net profit. Net profit plus insured standing charges. Don't write gross profit. ಮತ್ತೆ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಇವತ್ತು ಇನ್ಶೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲೇಮ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಬಂದಿದೀವಿ ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ದೀಪಗೌಡ ಗಣಿತನೇ ಹೇಳಿ ಗಣಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಗಿಜಿಗಿಲಿ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಗಿಜಿಗಿಲಿ Nice guy, cute. ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲುಯೆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ವೆಂಕಿ ಕ್ರೇಜಿ ದೀಪಕ್ ಗೌಡ ಡನ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ Additional expenses. Shall we go to additional expense? No, didn't write this yet. Huh? I am not now commerce or science. Yeah. Comparison. Understand. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗರ್ಲ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಮಗೆ ಮದುವೆನೇ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಟೆಲ್ ನೋ. ನನಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿ ಸರ್. ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಟು ಆಸ್ಕ್ ವೈ ಆರ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ಫುಲ್. ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗರ್ಲ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್. ನಾಟ್ ಮೀ. ಡೋಂಟ್. Yes. Then if you go to interview, they ask question, you should answer no. He will tell the interviewer what question to ask. ನಾನು ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿ. ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನೇ ಕೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತಿದೆ. How are you so successful? And then he tells, Chrissy, you don't know Drone Pratap? You don't know? Famous scientist. World famous scientist. Copy this, copy this. I will give you the formula also for this, okay, to copy. This is this here you write formula also, okay. I'll tell you the formula once you copy this. But can you write the formula yourself? Can you write it yourself or should I tell? Anything is fine. Actual expense multiplied by profit percentage on adjusted annual turnover divided by profit of previous year plus that is profit percentage on adjusted annual turnover plus uninsured standing charges. ಅಕ್ಷಯ್ ಬರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಇವತ್ತು. ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕಲ್ ಚೇರ್ ಆಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಒಂದಿನ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಚೇರ್, ಒಂದಿನ ಚೇರ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. I wanted to do a separate quiz for the chapters that we did. Sorry and unfortunate, I couldn't do. So, shall we take a quiz on cash flow statement? Just fun, nothing serious. Huh? Fun part. Huh? Yeah, that's right. Next time I come, I'll do it for other chapter. Just for fun, we'll do this. Okay. What condition? I will not tell. Recording, sir. No. I will not tell. You also should not tell. Okay. Recording stop. Over tomorrow. Yesterday we went for lunch. Me and Ravikant sir. Sir was like, "What do you want, Rajavardhan?" I told sir something rice I'll have. So there was fried rice, ghee rice. I told ghee rice. So I told sir ghee rice or bismillah. I told sir bismillah. Then I told sir we'll order bismillah and ghee rice. Sir, there you go. Bismillah and ghee rice. Sir, nan ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. 2 bismillah, 2 ghee rice for 2 of us. I told 1 bismillah, 1 ghee rice we will share. Sir looking at me, ಯಾವ angle ಇಂದ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. I will eat both. I told 1. Sir was like, hey, it's okay. Young age, you should eat. Yeah, young age, if I eat all of this, old age, I will not be able to eat anything. So sir got convinced. I was like, okay, fine. Sir paid. Morning breakfast was on me. I got my lunch. Sir ate for breakfast. Complete. Here you write the formula also. How do you find proportionate expense? Actual expense multiplied by profit percentage on adjusted annual turnover divided by profit percentage on adjusted annual turnover plus uninsured standing charges multiply is equal to that expense. See, this multiplied by this divided by this. No? Should I tell again? Actual expense multiplied by profit percentage on adjusted annual turnover. Profit percentage, sorry, actual expense multiplied by profit percentage on adjusted annual turnover divided by profit percentage on adjusted annual turnover plus uninsured standing charge. Profit percentage on adjusted annual turnover plus uninsured standing charges. UISC, uninsured standing charges. ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. After break, huh? Oh, today break we don't have to take exactly at 9:30. Today it's not like people will go at 9:30, come back at 6. So today we can take break anytime. We can take break at 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock. What? You just woke up. Hot coffee, Beka? Bit coffee? How do I look? A for Adiyar Bhavan Allah. A for accounts. Coffee. Computation of claim. Quick. Computation of claim. Oh, yeah. Yes. Tarun Keshav, for that you would have to ask the office. So they would have to give you the recording. ಏನಪ್ಪ ಇಲ್ಲ ಕ್ವಿಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಗೆದ್ದವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅದು ಬ್ರೋ ನಾನೇ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ The faculties from whom I learned, none of them are there right now. None of them. Faculties whom I learned from, none of them are there right now. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ he was asking, was a Ravikant sir student? Faculties I learned from are not right now teaching Yeshas Academy. Only faculty whom I learned from was at Yeshas Academy when I joined was Vijay. Sir is almost taught. Sir has taught for 30 years of teaching experience. In fact, Yeshas Academy was previously in Kapoor's Cafes there, no? That was Yeshas Academy in Jayanagar. That was Raja classes. Raja classes was Vijay sir's class. But sir used to not teach all subjects. Some subjects, inter-level, law and tax. So then Yeshas Academy came, that place became Yeshas Academy. Sir started teaching at Yeshas Academy. That's the last name. My first name. Shall I scroll down here? Yes or no? So this formula or this one, either of it is what we should apply. There also is to do cross multiplication. Here also will do cross multiplication. First branch of Yeshas was Maleshwaram. Huh? No, that got shifted to Sheshadipuram. And then they opened the branch in Jinagar. It used to be near Circle Marama temple. Circle Marama. Very famous temple. The temple marks the end of Malleshwaram. ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇನ್ನ ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಅದೇ ರೋಡ್ ಎಂಡಿಗೆ. Done? ಏನಾಯ್ತು? Okay, guys. Shall we start doing question? Question number 1. Break off. So soon. 9, 10. Early break and extra break. No, take break on 11 o'clock you come. 11 o'clock you come. Then 11 o'clock you come, I'll give one more juice break. Sunday, no, it will be hot sun. You can have juice. Huh? Cloudy. Okay, tea break. One more, 11 o'clock break. Senseless people. Okay, shall we take break? Igle break, huh? Okay. So the time is 9:10. What time can I expect you all back? 10 and 10. See, I will give you a little longer considering the fact that it's a combined session. Wherever you go, you people will only be queue to you people. I agree with that. ನಿಮಗೆ ನೀವೇ ಕ್ಯೂ ಆಗ್ತೀರಾ. I know, it's like from school when they take you to Wonderla. They are also queue, 10th standard people, 9th standard people, 8th standard people, your own school kids, your own friends. So I agree it would need longer than 30. So it is 9:10, 9:42, 9:45, 35 minutes. Or 10, 10 is too much. Okay. 9:50 you come back, 40 minutes. 9:50 bani. Chalo, enjoy your break, guys. Sir, are they separately chargeable? What are you talking? No, Tarun. You ask for it, you would get. Those are not chargeable separately, boss.